I noticed how efforts and results are never proportional. I worked hard for months on something and then nothing happens. But then sometimes some small thing shifts and the results are unexpected. I wondered what's at play, right? And if this happens with work, personal relationships, or even health, exercise, what have you, right? Um, so I thought it was luck. But then when I started observing much more carefully and applied this lens of science, I realized that something larger is at play. And that was the law of interconnectedness. Think of it this way. This is how I looked at it. Think of living in a pond full of water with millions of other creatures around you. Right? So, and as you move, your actions are creating ripples. And you want to move, therefore you are creating a certain type of ripple, right? But then so are all the other organisms around you. Their movement, their actions are also leading to ripples, and these ripples interact with each other, work together. So the ripple that you created never almost reaches the riverbank because it has interacted with so many others, and what ends up is something totally different. So I realized this, that my actions and the results of my actions interact with those of others, the actions of others, and therefore the results of what I expect are impacted by the actions of others too, right? So, and this, as I started seeing it this way in every walk of life, in everything that I do, I realized this is what it is, right? That the law of interconnect, because I'm interconnected and I'm never alone, no matter what I do, I'm never ever alone. Every action of mine creates ripples, and each of those ripples interacts with others. Whether I walk in my garden, I just put water in the garden alone, but I'm impacting millions of other organisms. Whether I'm just taking a walk, I'm interacting with others, and I'm conveying my mood to them, and it's creating ripples for them, and vice versa, right? I meet a guy who's not in a happy mood, doesn't wish me, spoils my day, right? The small things that you start to notice the law of interconnectedness, how everybody's actions, right, interact with each other. So from then on, I see everything, all my actions, and the expectations that I have from those actions through the law of interconnectedness. With this, I've learned to manage expectations. I've realized that my actions are almost always will interact with others, and therefore I cannot worry much about the results. I can hope for it, but if my results are not consequent to my actions, I will need to constantly change my actions. And the more I try variety, and the good thing about interconnectedness works that way too. Each action has interacts with others and therefore gives you a certain type of results. You constantly need to change your actions. Constantly explore, constantly find new ways of looking at things, of acting, of thinking. And the more you do, life becomes interesting. You never feel helpless, and you learn to come to expect that, okay, my actions and results are never proportional, but I still have the choice to act in different ways till I get my results. This is Synkria, living with life.